Hello again. In this video, you're going to be able to edit things from the Properties panel. Okay, now the Properties panel, the information that's inside the Properties panel is going to relate to whatever object that you have selected. So let's say I want to select this couch, the sofa. Okay, from that sofa, and I'll go ahead and zoom in. Okay, with that sofa activated, so we can also get that in the screen there a little bit. Okay, so with that sofa activated, I can change its color. I can set it to color by layer, or I can actually change it to any of these individual colors. And of course, that really is as long as it's not an actual block. This is a block that was drawn in a particular color and layer. So I really can't change the color. I can change the layer, but I can't change the color. This table, on the other hand, let's go over here to this table. I should have chose that first anyway. Well, let's say I want that outline of the table. I want that to be a different color. So maybe I want it to be red instead, so I can change that. And of course, you see it is now red. Now going back to the sofa, I can change its layer. So here's layer, where I can change its layer assignment. It's currently on the exterior wall. I can put it on the furniture layer where it actually belongs. We can change line type, and typically again that would be probably if it was drawn and placed as a block. If it was combined into a block, you probably wouldn't be able to do a whole lot with that unless you were in the block editor. Same with line type scale, but any of these other items, like some of your wall lines and things like that that are not blocks, they can certainly be edited with those types of features. Let's look at that for a moment. So there's a interior wall that is selected, and line type by layer. I can change that to a hidden line, and as you can see, it is now a hidden line. If it shows up on the video, but it's basically a dashed line. I can also change the line weight, which before I can really do that, I need to go to the bottom and make sure my line weights are turned on, and that is going to be this icon right here. If it is not in your status bar, then you can put it in there by going over here to this menu right under here and choosing the line weights option. So turning my line weights on, now this is going to look really weird because I have all kinds of different weird line weights. Okay, so going back to this wall, I can change that line weight. Okay, I can make it set it by layer, or I can just make it whatever thickness I want to make it. And as you can see, at 1.58, it's pretty thick. Okay, so those can be edited in the properties panel. Transparency, I can edit that either by layer or however I want to, by layer or by object or by block. Hyperlinks, if you have a hyperlink, that can be edited from right there. And let's see, we can also edit things like the start X, the start Y, end X, and end Y. So we can edit those things as well. And I'll show you how that works. I'm going to turn my line weights back off so everything looks a little bit more normal. I'm going to select this sofa, and I'm going to change its position according to the XY coordinates right here in the properties panel. Okay, now what is it going to use as far as a point of reference? It's going to use the insertion point. Okay, so remember, when you create a block, you give it an insertion point, and that's basically the handle that or the grip that you maneuver that object with. So if I click on that, I can move the sofa anywhere I want to. Okay, but we can also do it this way. Okay, so position Y, that's going to be the vertical position, and the position X is going to be horizontal. So let's say I want to move it to the right some. Currently right now it is at 321.6055 on the X-axis. So let's say I change that to just plain 300 on the X-axis. Now watch the sofa when I hit enter, and you see it moves over to the left. Kind of left its gradient behind because I didn't have the gradient selected as well. All right, so that's how those work. You can change everything in the XY position. If you're working in 3 dimensions, you can actually change the Z axis also. I'm not sure how scale is going to work. Right now it's at 1. Let's do a 1.5. Okay, and as you can see, if you are watching the couch, it stretched the couch out to the side there. So let's change it back to 1 and see what happens. Okay, so it shrinks the couch back to its normal size. But anyway, those are the things that you can edit inside of the Properties panel, and you will have the opportunity on the test to edit a few things in the Properties panel. And let me look at my list and see what else we can squeeze in here. Well, basically, there's one that says Alter Layer Assignments, which we talked about that already right there. And we could do that from here, or we can also do it from here. So I have the couch selected, the sofa selected right now. I can go up to the little layer properties box and, put it, it says by layer. That's not the box I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for this one, the layers. Okay, and I can put it on any layer I want to just by, clicking the layer while it is selected. And then finally, inserting blocks. Okay, so if I want to insert a block, it's very easy. I just go over to the left here into insert on the tab bar, click on insert, and then click the insert tool on the block panel. And I can insert another sofa or a table in this case. Let's say I want to insert a sofa. And again, it's dragging that sofa by that a point that was established, that insertion point that was established. And I can place it where I want to, or I can place it by coordinates. As you see in the dynamic input, let's see, I can place that at 280, tab 150. And there it goes, kind of right on top of that coffee table, just a little bit. Not very good arrangement, but again, that is how you use your insertion blocks. Okay, so that is it for this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or ask me in class if you are one of my classroom students.